time to go live. Hi, good morning. Good morning. It's time to get up for school. Good morning. You gotta wake up for school now. Good morning. Mm, 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 Good morning, Easily. How are you? How are you? Let me turn that off. Good morning. Welcome to Lolo's Lounge and Wake and Bake with Lolo. I'm Lolo. And I'm glad you're here. Happy Friday. Holy crappy poop. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, Friday, Friday. Ooh. We should go dancing tonight. Hello, Neil. Moving slow but doing good. Understood. Take care of yourself easily. Take care. Hello, Neil. Hello, Oren. Oh my God, good morning, girl. My early bird sister. Ooh. Down here in the SoCal. Down here in the southern of the California. We have we have a lot to read today. So you're gonna need to have a couple of I would have a couple of coffees. I would have the ability to refill your coffee close by. Oh, Dick Van Dyke and Coldplay. Oh my God, I literally just watched that clip. First of all, Dick Van Dyke is an inspiration. He's an inspiration to me. He always has been, just because I think I always found his performances to be just so fucking everything left on the floor. You know what I mean? Like Dick Van Dyke, first of all, created amazing television with Rob Reiner and or Carl Reiner rather, and other people, Mary Tyler Moore, you know. But he was really like one of those entertainers, or he is one of those entertainers who just literally leaves it all right there, you know? Aw. He just leaves it all right there on the stage, and he gives, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I understand that he gets something out of it I'm sure he's made money. Yeah, he's a millionaire, whatever. But he's also 90 years old. But he just gives, and he just gave so much in every part. I don't know. I really like Dick Van Dyke. I always have. I've always had a lot of respect for him. 99? Oh my God. That's incredible. I mean, I just hope I'm half that lucid at 99. I hope I'm half that lucid at 60 today. Soon to be 61. So I love it. Oh my God. So great. We should play that. I'll find that. I'll find that clip because it's really cute. It's really cute. Let me find that, because we have icky news to read today, so we should find something funnier. Coldplay, All My Love. Oh, I didn't know it was a movie. Oh my God, we got to play this. I didn't realize this was a whole fucking movie that's coming out. I just saw him on like Jimmy Fallon or something. Hold on. I don't pay attention to like entertainment news. That's pretty funny. Well, I hope they didn't try and cast it and I missed the casting call. All right, let me show you this. All right, let's play this. Okay, I'm going to stop that. It's a few minutes before the end. I'll link that. Oh my God. I don't know why that hit me so hard. Oh. Ah! I love it. Oh man, this is the one day I put a little mascara on. God, I love that. I didn't even realize that they did something together. That's so great. Aw. I love it. See, this is the stuff that matters, not this other stuff. This other stuff doesn't matter. And yet we still worry about it. Isn't it crazy? Hi, Jane. How are you, Lee, my darling? Hello, my darling. He is joyful. He is joyful. He reminds me of my dad. They were born around the same time. My dad is actually, he was born in 23, so my dad is 2 years older than him. So, but he reminds me of my dad. You know, they have the same kind of look, the same kind of not. And my dad wasn't like a singer dancer, but he had that same kind of he had that look. You know, he has that look. So anyway, good morning, gal. Good morning. We were just watching a little bit of Coldplay, and Dick Van Dyke did a music video together that is absolutely so incredibly beautiful. So we just watched that. Probably to my detriment because I'm gonna get a strike, but I don't care. That was really beautiful. I'm really glad we watched that. Anyway, we have a lot to read this morning. Wait, I have to see if there's anything actually happening. Your dad grew up next to Bob Newhart? Oh, it was sweet and sad. Yeah. Dad grew up next to Bob. I love Bob Newhart too. He's amazing. Okay, let me see if I can make sure there's nothing really super awesome happening. Let's see. Oh my god, I gotta get the tears out of my eyes now. Let's see. I don't think there's anything congressional happening this morning. I didn't really check, but I assume on Fridays they're not really doing as much. But I have a ton of stuff for us to read. Oh, I do want to play this though, because I made a meme out of it. Actually, I'll show you the meme that I made. Hold on. But I wanted to show you this.
You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You can't. You can't grade your own paper, sir. I've been to medical school.
Well, then,
I got my MBA. You can't. I'm sorry. You are graded by the United States people, and they don't use your service anymore. You bankrupt.
that is not true.
You
That is
bankrupt
not
this
true,
through
sir.
your
My
reputation
business is
only.
growing.
Through your
Our
reputation,
business is growing.
you are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service
Now,
and the
this
lack of accountability.
This Congress is responsible for the
doesn't-
fall of the
oh,
Postal
so
Service.
it's
No,
Congress
I am trying
this
to
guy
fix-
is.
I am
This
trying
guy's
to fix
incredible.
On your
the Postal
watch.
Service.
This guy's
With all
incredible.
the AI.
Before my watch, the same stuff
With
happened.
all
worse.
the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took
You're
a
talking
horse
to yourself
and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you. I hope you got that on camera. This is the response.
Not only did
that the
I get it on
postmaster just
camera,
gave
baby,
Congress
let me tell
when
you
he
what I did
doesn't
with
like
it.
what he hears. Literally covered his ears and gave himself the grade of A. And with that, sir, I rest.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just on that point about
I don't
Pisa
wanna,
Massacre.
I don't wanna, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Stop. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to hear your thing. Okay, hold on. Wait, I'll show you what I did. I did something. Did something. It was great. Oh, wait, where is it? Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Don't leave me. Hold on. It's worth it. Trust me. I think this works. I hope it. Oh, good, it worked. Okay, there it is. Hi, Paul J. How are you, darling? Hi, Jim Nalgren. I didn't know why he wasn't fired. I know, because we had all these. Because you know why, Jim? You want to know why, Jim? Oops. Because we got all kinds of excuses. We got all kinds of excuses as to why certain things can't happen. We got all kinds of excuses. Your dad grew up to, I don't know who Willie O'Ree is, but I'm guessing by the hockey stick that it's a hockey player. Sorry. I am a mess this morning. Yeah, anyway, so this is my artwork concerning Louis DeJoy. It's like there's balls sitting on his head. I don't know. You guys aren't laughing as much as I thought you'd. Oh, a first black player in the NHL. All right, well then I should know that. In terms of progress in sporting teams, I should know. That's amazing. Yeah, they were both poor. NHL's first black hockey player. He's a cool dude. Oh, that's so cool. What a story to kind of come up through those ranks. Talk about breaking ceilings and things. Yeah, he's got balls on his head. Thank you for noticing easily. I appreciate you noticing. Okay, we can take him off. Willie's almost 90 now. Really? Wow. Yeah, I told my dad to live to 100, and he promised me he would, and then he didn't. So I'm mad at him. Oh my God. Let's see. Let's see what's happening today. Ooh. Oh, here, we can do that. Actually, we can watch a couple of the clips from the other thing while I'm looking. Well, actually, I should just look and see where my stuff is. SB, good morning. Good morning from Lake Havasu. Yes, Mel. Whoop, whoop. Being old sucks. I can't blame him. Yeah, no, totally. I know. He did. Yeah, but he promised. Damn it. Bastard. He promised me he wouldn't die before. Actually, I don't know why I wanted to make him go to 100. Doesn't seem like, why do I have to make him go to 100? Didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. DeJoy, for your service. Mr. DeJoy, service standards have unfortunately been going down during your tenure. According to your own performance report for this quarter, I am holding this up. It says national single-piece first-class mail two-day performance was 85.9% on time, which is a 4.9-point decrease over the same period last year. That's what this quarterly report says, right?
So he's getting worse? What?
I don't remember exactly, but if you say so, yes.
Yes, sir. And the price of a stamp was 55 cents in 2020, right?
Yeah.
And the price of a stamp today is 73 cents, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we've seen now 6 increases during your time in office. And what bothers me and what some other people have pointed out is not only has the price of stamps gone up so much, these forever stamps have now gone up 6 times during your tenure. That's 46% during a time when you say that inflation has gone up 20%. Something else has gone up, and that's your compensation, sir. Your total compensation was almost $481,000 in your first full year of pay in 2021, and your total compensation in 2024 is $561,000 all in.
We have a lot of breaking news, SB. Thank you for that.
I have no
Donald
idea.
Trump's businesses filed for
It's
trademarks
right
on a
here.
Trump tower in
In
Mexico.
your compensation table, in your
study it.
USPS report.
You pay more attention to it than I do.
I doubt that, but let's take a look at this.
I promise
During
you
your
that.
tenure, sir, you have received over $2.1 million
What are we
in
doing?
compensation.
What are we
$2.1
doing?
million in compensation just
What are
during
we
your
doing?
tenure. So what bothers me is
What
this.
are we doing?
During your tenure, service standards have gone down. Affordability
What are we
of mail
doing?
has
Why are
gone
we doing
down.
this to the American people? Why?
Your compensation
Why?
has gone way, way, way up. And that's deeply, deeply troubling. Let me turn your attention to another issue, which my constituents bring this up to me all the time. Mr. DeJoy, when the mail is not delivered, for whatever reason, you're aware that letter carriers are required to complete a, quote, undelivered mail report, correct?
Yes.
Let me show you some of the undelivered
He
mail
knows nothing's
reports
going
that
to
have
happen
come
to
our
him,
attention.
Neil.
This first one says, instructed to leave
He's
mail
not going to
behind.
do anything about
Isn't
it.
that what it says?
I can't
I'm
see
so
that
done. I'm ready to just
would you like us to
explode.
I'll
bring it
take
up
your
to you?
word for it. I'll take
Okay.
your word for it.
Let me show you another undelivered mail report. The report says, instructed to leave mail hundreds of flats. That's what this report says, right?
If you say so, I agree.
Let me show you another undelivered mail report. Instructed to leave mail behind by management. And then let me show you a fourth undelivered mail report that came to our attention. Do you see this? At the very bottom it says, quote, delivering for America, exclamation point, question mark, laughable. Isn't that what it's saying?
That's what you're saying, so I'll take your word for it.
Let me show you some images and pictures that came to us, which is highly unusual. We never received these things, but we received it recently. This is what election week looked like in Des Plaines, Illinois' post office with mail that was left behind. Election week. That's a mess. Let's show you another picture. Palatine, Illinois. This is in my district. Parcels.
Yeah, that kid's
piled on
education
high.
cost about $500,000, and he's holding a sign.
Completely
But
unacceptable.
he'll be a senator someday.
This is
think
not
this is
delivering
new
for
to
America.
my
This
tenure,
is
sir?
This
You think
is
this is
leaving
new to
mail
my
behind
tenure?
for America.
You were supposed to
This
improve
did
it.
not exist before I got here?
You don't
This
improve
is during your
things?
tenure, sir. Let me ask you about a last topic. Are you familiar
God,
with?
can they
have
please
you
follow
walked
up with
the halls of
questions?
Cannon where they show the pieces of art from the high school art competition?
No.
Okay. When you walk the hall it's called the Cannon Tunnel. There are pieces of artwork that are hung there. All of us pick through the high school art competition a winner and display their artwork for everyone to see. It's one of our biggest sources of pride, for me at least, and I suspect for a lot of my colleagues. Recently, we had a winner declared in my district, and my district office took the art and sent it by priority mail through the U.S. mail, and it was lost in the mail. It was lost in the mail, sir. It was one of the most challenging conversations we've ever had with a constituent. A young teenager who worked her heart out creating a piece of art, and we had to tell her, we're so sorry. The USPS lost your art in the mail. Sir, this is just one story out of numerous stories in my district of people losing mail or having their mail delayed. That includes medications, that includes Social Security bills, that includes small business payments. Service standards keep going down, sir. Unfortunately, the forever stamps, the cost of them keep going up forever. And the losses and the salaries and compensation are piling up. When you say in this report, delivering for America is working, I respectfully submit you're oblivious to public opinion. Delivering America is not working, and it needs to be returned to sender. Thank you, sir.
What would be the alternative you would offer right now?
That you would do your
May I
fucking
answer the
job.
question?
Sure.
I think you got to live up to the service standards that the American public expects of you. Those are the service standards that you publish, that you keep lowering on this piece of paper here. This is a joke. It says here, pre-sort overnight delivery of first-class flats. The standard is 95% on time for 2024. This year, it's gone to 80%. That is ridiculous.
That's
not
not true.
overnight mail anymore.
He's
That's
lowering
kind
his-
of overnight.
He's
It might be
lowering
tonight.
Not pre-sort.
standards?
Tonight. It might be
Pre-sort
never
mail, that's
at this
not-
point.
Those standards would
That's
not.
unacceptable.
That is not an accurate comparison. Pre-sort mail is not at 80%.
It's right here.
Well, I don't know what you got then. Maybe I take back everything I said I agreed to.
First-class flats, overnight, 95% is the target on-time delivery for fiscal year 2024.
Krishnamurti.
Do you not agree with that? Do you
He's
disagree
from
with
my
that?
hometown.
So I'll say, okay.
Okay. This is your enclosure from this latest report, fiscal year 25 market dominant performance targets.
Hi,
First
Badger
class-
Beak. How are
I'm
ya?
gonna let you all iron this out like we did with Miss Norton. We went gave you 2.5 more minutes.
Hold on. Let me just finish my sentence.
Finish.
This says first-class flats overnight target percentage fiscal year 2025, 80%.
All right, and we can.
What?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And,
Nope. Oh, wait. Are you doing something else?
Thank you, Mr.
What's this
DeJoy
from?
and Ms.
Okay,
Hull
so
for
now we'll
joining
listen
us
to
here today
Raskin.
discuss the state of the U.S. Postal Service.
We'll kind of watch this in
When the
pieces.
Continental Congress established it, it was more than just a horseback-driven system for sending personal letters. The post office created the communications network that made the committees of correspondence possible, that integrated the strategies of military commanders with public servants,
Oh, Jim,
and that
I'm so
established the
sorry to
National
hear
Postal
that.
Roads Transportation Network.
Oh, dear.
The post office also promoted the free press by ensuring the very low-cost distribution of news to the public at special rates. A luminary no less striking than Benjamin Franklin, the inventor of the electric lightning rod, the lending library, the volunteer fire department, and the bifocals, became the first postmaster general to improve delivery routes and to speed up service to connect the new nation. 249 years later, the Postal Service is still an essential institution for Americans. Its mission is set forth in the Constitution. It's laid out in specifics in federal code, which charges the Postal Service with providing prompt, reliable, and efficient services to patrons in all areas and shall render postal service to all communities. During COVID, the Postal Service was ranked America's most essential institution. People rely on the Postal Service to transact critical business, including bank statements and legal notices, life-saving prescription medicines, and notifications of data breaches. The Postal Service can reach every address in America, 167 million residences, businesses, and P.O. boxes. Its value is essential to the economy and the society, especially to people who live in the most hard-to-reach rural places. Efficiency, reliability, and stability are critical to meeting the needs of the public and required for ensuring the long-term survival and adaptability of the post office. The Postal Service has been operating in an unsustainable manner for a long time. When President Trump named Postmaster DeJoy in 2020, the Postal Service was then in need of reform. In response, Postmaster DeJoy launched the 10-year Delivering for America plan. He has stated repeatedly that the Postal Service, quote, must operate in many ways like a private business. Of course, some private businesses
It's Friday the 13th. I didn't
and
even know
others
that.
go bankrupt. Congress passed the bipartisan Postal Service Reform Act in 2022. This helped the Postal Service avoid imminent financial collapse and gave Postmaster DeJoy runway to implement his plan for success. The law helped the Postal Service progress towards graduating from the GAO's high-risk list, which ranks government operations most vulnerable to waste, fraud, and abuse. And getting off that list is indeed hard to accomplish. Despite all these bipartisan efforts, it seems that Postmaster DeJoy has failed to use all of this new discretion and resources effectively. His changes to the delivery network have resulted in a disastrous decline in on-time delivery in many regions of the country. And we members of Congress hear about it all the time from our constituents, the lost paychecks, the bills that go unpaid because they're never delivered, the business chaos, the personal disruptions. Bipartisan concerns now about DeJoy's plan changes prompted a delay in the activation of mail processing and delivery hubs through the end of the election and holiday season. The Postmaster General anticipated that these delays would be temporary and all in service of getting the Postal Service to break even financially. 3 years into his plan, however, the financial condition of the Postal Service is astoundingly bad and much worse than all of his initial projections. Postmaster DeJoy projected in his original Delivering for America plan that the Postal Service would reach break even by 2023 or 2024. Instead, the Postal Service's net loss of $950 million from operations in FY 2022 increased to a whopping $9.5 billion net loss in FY 2024. That's a 900% increase in the Postal Service's losses in a 2-year time span. Postmaster DeJoy's Delivering for America plan changed delivery standards for first-class mail from 2 to 3 days to 3 to 5 days. Mr. DeJoy claimed that the new standards would make it possible for the Postal Service to reach its 95% on-time mail delivery goals nationwide. Yet today, not a single one of the 50 Postal Service districts in the United States is meeting the Postal Service's self-designed 95% service standard. Meanwhile, the Postal Service increased prices for mail and packages in July. Another price increase for packages will go into effect incredibly
I hate
in
that you're all talking
January
about
of next
going
year.
out just to
In other
survive.
words,
It's
under
terrible.
Mr. DeJoy's leadership, Americans are paying higher prices for worse service. More than 3 years into delivering for America's implementation, with more than 150 ongoing projects initiated to meet the Postmaster's goals, customers are still seeing a decline in mail delivery service, and they're paying higher costs for it. The Postmaster General's plan isn't working, but Mr. DeJoy continues to drive everything in the wrong direction. In the last month, the Postal Service announced its intention to lower service performance targets for FY 2025 by as much as 15% among certain first-class mail products, the lowest performance targets ever, excluding the COVID-19 period. Mr. DeJoy's leadership of the Postal Service is an alarming example of what we may see coming in the next term, sticking to the mega playbook of treating essential government functions with cavalier recklessness and ignoring the differences
12
between
feet.
a
How do
private
you
sector
actually do
company
that?
and a public good.
Where do you
I
find
do
a
want to take a
12-foot
moment to
tree?
recognize and applaud the valiant efforts of postal management and employees to deliver election mail during the 2024 election season. I also want to commend Inspector General Hall for the office's exceptional audit work during the election season to ensure the Postal Service had ample resources and insights to promptly deliver election mail and make adjustments where necessary. When the Postal Service meets its mission, America benefits. And my colleagues and I all want the Post Office to work for our constituents and our communities. As the Postal Service works to build a resilient operation, it must fulfill its obligations to the people and ensure that we all have reliable mail delivery as a pillar of a successful American economy and society. I look forward to today's interaction, and I yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jamie. All right, hold on. No, don't.
Thank you very much. And
Dang it. Don't play anything else. Dang it. All right, good. Intelligence collection efforts in the lead up to the 2021 electoral certification. Yeah, I'm going to read that one. Yeah, absolutely. Delivering for America reminds me of Gingrich Contract on America, doesn't it? Big report, but worth reading. Absolutely. The overview and summary of findings section of review. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to do that. Oh, yeah, the handling of confidential human sources. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to read the summary of that. Oh my gosh. Why is my nose so stuffy? Okay. All right. Well, let me get ready and I'm going to read this. Okay, wait. Oops. Where is it? Wait, what? Why aren't you showing me that as a window? What? Oh, I see. Don't lock that. There we go. That's what I did. I did something wrong. Okay, all right. Do this and let me do this. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, man. Oops, no. Too far, darling. Too far. Is your payment plan with the wife, Jim? Absolutely. Oh my god, my nose. My nose is running. I don't have a cold. I absolutely don't have a cold. Okay, anyway. A review of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's handling of its confidential human sources and intelligence collection efforts in the lead up to the January 6, 2021 electoral certification. And we will, of course, link this document in the thing. Blar, 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 blar. Yeah, it is a little long to read in one sitting, but we can read some of it. Maybe. I think we need a little more. Ah! Wait, why don't you... Wait, what? I can't... Adobe, I hate you. I just hate you. I hate you, Adobe, very much. Number of pages, 88. Okay, right. Fine, whatever. All right, great. I'll just do this way. No problem. Actually, I should probably put it, let me just adjust here a little bit. That might actually be better. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Too much moisture in my head. Too much moisture in my head. Okay, here we go. God, man, I'm out of control here. Okay, in the aftermath of the riot and the breach of the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, among the questions that were raised was how the breach had occurred and what was known by federal law enforcement in advance of January 6 about the possibility of a violent protest that day. Can we upload video to Discord chat? I think you can. You should be able to, Val. Let me know if you have any difficulty, and I'll go in and check the settings, but you should be able to. On January 15th, 2021, the Department of Justice, or DOJ, Office of Inspector General, announced its review to examine the role and activity of the Department of Justice and its components in preparing for and responding to the events at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Separately, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and department prosecutors immediately began criminally investigating individuals who had violated federal law in connection with the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6. Yeah, give it a try. Let me know. Yeah, it might be too big a file, but give it a shot. The department, through the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, has reported that it's brought charges against over 1,500 individuals and described the January 6 investigations and prosecutions as having moved forward at an unprecedented speed and scale. In the public announcement of our review of the events at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, we took note of these ongoing criminal prosecutions, stating that the OIG was mindful of the sensitive nature of ongoing criminal investigations and prosecutions related to the events of January 6. Consistent with longstanding OIG practice in conducting this review, the DOJ OIG will take care to ensure that the review does not interfere with these investigations or prosecutions. As is customary for the OIG, we coordinated closely with the department and the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office to ensure that the OIG's investigative work did not conflict with or compromise any ongoing criminal investigation or prosecution. To that end, and consistent with OIG practice, in spring 2022, the OIG paused aspects of our review. Once the OIG determined last year, after consultation with federal prosecutors, that our review would no longer potentially interfere with pending prosecutions, we resumed our review. In doing so they stopped investigating. Wait, what? Okay, I'm just going to keep going. In doing so, we were cognizant of the amount of time that had passed in deference to the ongoing criminal investigations and prosecutions, as well as the number of other non-DOJ OIG oversight reports that have since been publicly released regarding the January 6 events. And we therefore decided to largely focus our inquiry on an issue that has not yet been thoroughly reviewed in oversight conducted by other entities, namely the FBI's direction and handling of its confidential human sources in the lead up to and on January 6, and whether the FBI exploited its CHSs and other available information to determine the nature of threats in advance of the electoral vote certification on January 6. In addition to the DOJ OIG's oversight efforts reflected in this report, several other inspectors general have conducted reviews of their agency's actions in connection with the events of January 6. Hi, Carrie. Welcome. It's good to see you. I don't know if I see you. Oh, no, I'm in live chat. I thought, I'm in top chat. The bigger the tree, the more she'll love you. I can honestly say I've never had a man buy my tree for me. Wow. Well, maybe my first husband bought the tree, but I wasn't with him that long. So I won't know what that feels like, actually, Jim. I don't really know what it feels like to have someone buy a bunch of stuff for you. I've kind of been on my own pretty much most of the time. And even when I was with people, I was the one that had to buy things. How's that work? That's called a patsy. Anyway, once the OIG determined last year after consultation. Oh, wait, whoops. Sorry. In addition to the the U.S. Capitol Police report, OIG immediately began a review to determine if the U.S. Capitol Police, which is responsible for policing the Capitol complex, number one, established adequate measures for ensuring the safety and security of the Capitol complex as well as members of Congress. Two, established adequate internal controls and processes for ensuring compliance with department policies. And three, complied with applicable policies and procedures as well as applicable laws and regulations. And let's see if there's a good footnote. It says, for the same reasons and consistent with OIG practice, the OIG has paused its ongoing investigation into whether any former or current DOJ official engaged in an improper attempt to have DOJ seek to alter the outcome of the 2020 presidential election, which was announced in January 2021. What? And it says that they have paused its ongoing investigation into whether... What? Why? I want to know why. I don't understand this. I don't understand. I'll deal with that later. But my God. Hide it in a footnote. I can tell it's going to be Friday mad girl. In case you want to read something about one of the ideologies we're fighting against and losing. Oh, I definitely do. I definitely want to. The Department of Defense OIG initiated a review of the relevant events leading up to January 6, including the DoD's review and approval of the D.C. government's request for assistance from the D.C. National Guard, DoD's coordination with D.C. and federal officials in preparation for January 6, DoD's receipt and approval of the U.S. Capitol Police request for assistance on January 6, and the planning involved for National Guard forces to help secure the Capitol in the immediate aftermath of the riot. When are we going to get the planners? When are we going to get the Mike Flynn's and the Roger Stones and the Ali Alexanders? When do we even talk about them in relation to these events? I don't get it. Is MSNBC fucking stupid? Are they all like sucking each other's butt like a human centipede and they just don't pay attention unless their corporate overlords give them a piece of paper to read? Where are you, Rachel Maddow? Where are you? I'm so depressed. I can't. I'm so depressed. The Department of Homeland Security, OIG, began a review to examine the role and activity of DHS and its components in preparing and responding to the events of January 6, including DHS's Office of Intelligence and Analysis responsibility for providing intelligence to law enforcement and DHS law enforcement components' roles, responsibilities, and actions on January 6. The U.S. Secret Service, which was responsible for protecting then Vice President Mike Pence on January 6 during his time at the U.S. Capitol, is a law enforcement component within DHS. In addition, DHS is responsible for designating an event as a national special security event or as a special event assessment rating event, which it did not do for the electoral vote certification on January 6. The FBI defines a special event as a significant international event or domestic event formally designated as an NSSE event or a SEER event, which requires the FBI to plan, coordinate, develop, and provide FBI resources to mitigate potential threats the special event may cause to national security or threats of significant criminal activity that the FBI is responsible for identifying, preventing, investigating, or disrupting. So immediately we have to clean out the FBI and the Secret Service. We definitely know that. I don't even know what's going on at the CIA, but we might as well clean them out too because they were bad to begin with. So what the fuck is going on? Who is going to help us? The Department of the Interior, OIG, initiated a review. Well, thank God the Interior did a review of its actions of the National Park Service and the U.S. Park Police in preparing and responding to the events at the Ellipse in the Capitol on January 6th and in information sharing between the NPS, National Park Service, and the U.S. Park Police and their law enforcement partners. The demonstration that preceded the violence at the Capitol occurred at the Ellipse, which is part of the President's Park, a national park under control of the NPS. The USPP is a unit of the National Park Service authorized to conduct law enforcement in the national park system and pursuant to local statutes within D.C. generally, which is hilarious because I spoke to so many park police when it came to the convoy on the mall, and yet they would do nothing. Even when I showed them or sent them tape of people talking about the weapons that they had, nothing. Nothing. A further oversight was undertaken by the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, at the request of Congress, which announced that it would conduct a comprehensive overview of events leading up to, during, and following the January 6th attack. Well, where's that one? The U.S. Senate and U.S. House of Representatives also conducted oversight regarding the events of January 6th. The Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, together with the Senate Committee on Rules and Administration, announced a joint investigation on January 8th, 2021, to examine the intelligence and security failures that led to the events on January 6th. On January 12th, the House of Representatives and Senate leadership were briefed by senior FBI officials about the FBI's posture leading up to January 6th, its response and investigation into the events of January 6th, and the threat picture and operational posture leading into the inauguration on January 20th. Subsequently, numerous congressional committee hearings addressed how various federal agencies prepared in advance of the January 6th electoral certification and how they responded on January 6th, with the first one being held by the House of Representatives Appropriations Committee on January 26th. In early March 2021, the House something on something jointly held an oversight hearing that included testimony from the FBI, hearing examining the January, yeah, I remember that one, as well as from non-FBI witnesses. On June 30th, 2021, the House of Representatives established a 13-member select committee, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Summary of findings. Some white rich people, these are people who I go to cocktail parties with. They're not criminals. Oh, yeah, Warren. Oh. But they are, Blanche. They are. That's it. They just keep throwing hundreds of soldiers at us like, look how much we did, but I want the flipping top people. I know. I don't really give a shit. This is why I got really frustrated. I don't know. The whole thing, man. The whole thing of focusing on the people who were on the ground. Yeah, fine, do it. But you did it they did it as a cover for not looking at the planners. That's what I think. I think they did it. Oh yeah, Doug Burgum's definitely going to be head of the Interior. Yeah. They did it. I don't know. I mean, they flim-flammed us. They went after the people on the ground, which is fine. I mean, some of the violent guys, those oath keepers, the whatevers, do it. Like, get rid of them. Get rid of them. But my God, you focused on these chuds and you never even fucking looked in the other direction. What the fuck? Listen to one season of podcast called Alphabet Boys. Oh, I remember. I think you brought that up. I think you shared that in the past about one particular confidential human source around Colorado BLM activities. Oh, I would love to. That's a good one. It's a good one. However, I do remember MSNBC started mentioning Flynn right afterwards, and then he sued them, and they stopped mentioning his name. He does that. You think he has something to hide since he's putting so much money behind all this legal warfare? Yeah, who organized, planned, and financed? And what about Ginny Thomas? Because Arizona can help uncover what... I don't even know. I feel like an idiot saying this stuff. Whatever. Okay, let's just go ahead and read what this says. Blah, blah, blah. The FBI did not have primary responsibility for intelligence collection or event security on January 6th. There you go. Not us. Wasn't our fault. Not us. Not us kittens. Yeah, in lieu of actually arresting them, we got the boots. Yeah. I hope we enjoyed it. I have a feeling, I think Gal called that early on and said, why are we focusing so hard on the, hunting of Americans and hunting, and not to say that people shouldn't face the consequences of their actions. Abso-fucking-lutely. But we really didn't keep everybody accountable for their actions, did we? How's that work? And chuds, if you're watching, which I think you are, there's probably some watching. If you're watching, he just has been saying and will continue to say that he's going to pardon the nonviolent J6ers, but he's going to take a look if you had a violent charge. So guess what, Buttercup? You're fucked. He fucked you again. Did you enjoy it? The FBI, okay, and the USPP were generally responsible for security operations, crowd control, and visitor protection in advance of protests and other demonstrations in and around the Capitol. Our review found that despite playing only a supporting role, the FBI recognized the potential for violence and took significant and appropriate steps to prepare for this supporting role, including attempting to identify known domestic terrorism subjects who plan to travel to D.C. for the January 6 electoral certification, standing up a national command post, as well as a full FBI Washington field office command post. Well, they put up posts. They bought a printer to coordinate the sharing of intelligence between law enforcement agencies on January 6 and preparing additional tactical assets to be ready to be deployed at the request of local authorities. Indeed, after the Capitol was breached by rioters on January 6, the FBI was in a position to deploy tactical assets to help clear the Capitol of protesters and to help USCP secure the perimeter around the Capitol complex. The FBI told Congress its posture for January 6 preparations was extraordinary, and we found that the FBI effectively carried out its tactical support function on January 6. What's the problem? While the FBI undertook significant efforts to identify domestic terrorism subjects who planned to travel to the Capitol region on January 6 and to prepare its support its law enforcement partners on January 6 if needed, we also determined that the FBI did not take a step that could have helped the FBI and its law enforcement partners with their preparations in advance of January 6. Specifically, the FBI did not canvass its field offices in advance of January 6 to identify any intelligence, including confidential human source reporting about potential threats to the January 6 electoral certification. But wait a minute, you just said that they had information, but now you're saying they didn't. What? Several FBI officials told the OIG that it is common practice for the FBI to ask field offices to canvass their sources for information in advance of a large event, such as the inauguration, the Super Bowl, or other events with significant attendance, and to report that information to the requesting field office, which in this instance would have been the Washington field office. FBI Deputy Director Paul Abbott, or Abate, I don't know how to say his name, who was Associate Deputy Director at the time, described the lack of a canvass prior to January 6 as a basic step that was missed, and told the OIG that he would have expected a formal canvassing of sources to have occurred, through the issuance of an intelligence collection product, because it would have been the most thorough approach to understanding the threat picture prior to January 6. We determined that, despite some discussions about issuing a formal intelligence collection product specific to both the January 6 electoral certification and the January 20th inauguration, the FBI only issued an intelligence collection product for the inauguration. Wow. Why'd they miss January 6, I wonder? I wonder about that. We found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimony we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees. I'm going to read this one again. We found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimony we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees in the various protest crowds or at the Capitol on January 6. Period. We reviewed the confidential human source reporting that the FBI had prior to the riot and breach of the Capitol on January 6. We determined that 3 confidential human sources who are not employees of the FBI, kids, had been tasked by FBI field offices in the days leading up to the January 6th certification with the required approval of the Washington field office to travel to D.C. for the events of January 6th to report on domestic terrorism subjects who were possibly attending the event. Specifically, one FBI field office asked a human source to travel to D.C. to report on the activities of a predicated domestic terrorism subject who was separately planning to travel to D.C. for the January 6th certification. A second FBI field office tasked a human source to travel to D.C. to potentially report on 2 domestic terrorism subjects from another FBI field office who were planning to travel to D.C. for the events of January 6th. And a third confidential human source who had informed their handling agent that they intended to travel to D.C. on their own initiative for the events of January 6 was similarly tasked by their field office to potentially report on 2 domestic terrorist subjects from other FBI field offices who were planning to travel to D.C. Blah. Our review concluded that none of these 3 FBI confidential human sources were authorized to enter the Capitol or a restricted area or to otherwise break the law on January 6, nor was any confidential human source directed by the FBI to encourage others to commit illegal acts on January 6. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to keep it smooth. In addition to these 3 confidential human sources, we found that 23 other FBI confidential human sources were in D.C. on January 6 in connection with the events planned for January 6. None of these FBI human sources were authorized to enter the Capitol or a restricted area or to otherwise break the law on January 6, nor was any CHS directed by the FBI to encourage others to commit legal acts on January 6. We determined that of the 26 human sources who were in D.C. on January 6 in connection with the events of January 6, 4 entered the Capitol during the riot. An additional 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol, which was a security perimeter established in preparation for the electoral certification, and 9 neither entered a restricted area nor entered the Capitol or otherwise engaged in illegal activity. None of the human sources who entered the Capitol or a restricted area has been prosecuted to date. The Washington field office did not know that a total of 26 human sources would be in D.C. Did I say that right? The Washington field office? Okay. For the events of January 6th, because only 4 field offices had informed the Washington field office or FBI HQ that human sources under the relevant field office's jurisdiction, 5 in total, would be traveling to D.C. on January 6th. The OIG determined that many of these 26 human sources had provided information relevant to the January 6 electoral certification before the event, and that a few human sources had also provided information about the riot as it occurred. In addition, FBI field offices collected human source reporting relevant to the January 6 electoral certification from human sources who did not travel to D.C. for the event. Among the information human sources provided to their handling agents was the following. 1. A human source was in contact with leadership for the Oath Keepers. Seems important. Extremist members of the Oath Keepers or other groups may become involved in unplanned violent activity on January 6. The Oath Keepers contingent headed to D.C. is 200 plus strong. Footnotes. In addition, we determined that 3 human sources traveled to D.C. for reasons unrelated to the events of January 6 and that they did not attend any of the January 6 events, enter any restricted areas, or engage in illegal activity. After reviewing a draft of this report, the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office stated in response, the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office has generally not charged those individuals whose only crime on January 6 was to enter the restricted grounds surrounding the Capitol, which has resulted in the office declining to charge hundreds of individuals. And we have treated the human sources consistent with this approach. The scope of this review did not include prosecution decisions, including as to the FBI human sources made by the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office after the riot on January 6. Number 3, the Oath Keepers are a large but loosely organized collection of individuals. Well, that's gracious, some of whom are associated with militias. Though the Oath Keepers will accept anyone as members, they explicitly focus on recruiting current and former military, law enforcement, and first responder personnel. The organization's name alludes to an oath sworn by members of the military and police to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And what's your favorite cereal? Human sources also shared the travel plans being discussed by the Proud Boys, an individual purporting to be the leader of a group that had 500 people willing to storm the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on January 6, and a human source indicated that they had concerns for the safety of members of Congress on January 6. This information was no more specific than and was consistent with other sources of information that the FBI and Washington field office had received about the potential for violence on January 6, including from other sources of tips the FBI received and from social media. Thus, although the Washington field office and domestic terrorism operations section at FBI headquarters did not direct field offices to canvass their sources in advance of January 6, our review of documented human source reporting in FBI field offices as of January 6 did not identify any potentially critical intelligence related to a possible attack on the Capitol on January 6 that had not been provided to law enforcement stakeholders prior to January 6. Additionally, our review of information in the FBI's possession as of January 6, in addition to the then documented CHS reporting, did not identify any potentially critical intelligence that had not been provided to or was not otherwise known to law enforcement stakeholders prior. Nonetheless, as numerous FBI officials told us, human source information can be used to corroborate other sources of reporting to help the FBI develop as complete an understanding as possible of the threat picture in advance of an event like January 6, and the FBI therefore should have canvassed its field offices for any relevant human source information in advance. We make one recommendation to the FBI to address the issues we identified. That's it? That's all? I will go ahead and link this document. It's almost 90 pages, but I'll link this document in the thing. Wow. I also have this. Is this today? No. PDF press release. Oh, this is the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General announcement. Oh, this was what I linked to before. This was January 25th. I know I'm not showing it to you. It's just a simple website. It doesn't have a lot of information. Yeah, they just announced their investigation. Did they ever come out with... Wait, I guess this is the FBI's one, but... Is this just the FBI? I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh no, this is the DOJ. But it's just the FBI's handling of confidential human sources. That's what that report's about. It's not about, like, their overall investigation. Will those human sources be revealed under Patel? Oh my God. Oh my God, Teresa. Wow. Holy poop. I have another art. Well, let me just check and make sure there isn't something like visual happening that's really exciting. Oh, no. I'm going to tell you, I have some pictures of the old Notre Dame. I like the old Notre Dame better. So there. They should have just left it like burned out, but then made it safe to walk into. No, I have not gotten to the bottom of the drones yet. And guess what? I'm not going to. I hope they take over, okay? I hope they take over. They might be better than what we're about to get. Oh my God. I'm telling you. Oh, here, let's listen to Senator Whitehouse. I like him sometimes. Sometimes I'm mad at him. Sometimes I like him. And then I have a couple more stories to read to you, too. We should listen to them about BLM. Yes. Oh, there's some stupid drones outside New Jersey or something. I don't even know. What the fuck? Like, so dumb. I'm almost like refusing to watch them by refusing to watch the hearing on principle. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to hear your nonsense. Let me just make sure do one more check. I don't want to lose any opportunity. Yes, the crown of thorns. You know, the one that's pure gold that probably Jesus, if it was real, never would have worn. That one. Yeah. It's great. It's a great idea. Great use of time. Great use of energy. Oh, Macron, did this come out earlier and I just missed it? Macron named centrist François Bayrou I don't know how to say his name, as new French prime minister. Did you guys hear that? I didn't hear that. But it's coming from like a really wacky YouTube channel, so. Okay, let me see. Wait, what did I want to show you? Where is it? Dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. No, I don't want to show. Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted.
For decades,
Shh, Lawrence, wait. Wait, Lawrence, wait. All right, here's a little bit with Sheldon Whitehouse about Kash Patel. MN last night. What's that mean? I like the old one too. Yeah, I just feel like they should go ahead and they should have probably just made the old ruins safe to be in and then left it. It was I mean, I don't know. I think that's a sign of the times. That's a sign of the times. I'm sure they have new gargoyles on them, but that's where's Quasimodo? Come on now. This is not happening. All right, let me show you this little piece with Lawrence, who sometimes makes me mad. So I don't know. I don't love this guy all the time at all. Petula Clark. I love Petula Clark. Hey there, Georgie girl. Oh, that's the wrong one.
law enforcement agencies around the world have looked to the FBI for guidance, assistance, and training. The FBI director said today, it's all of us working together that have made the FBI the premier law enforcement and intelligence agency in the world. The people, our partners, are vying to send their officers and deputies to train with, the people businesses call when their networks have been compromised.
What about gymnasts?
Have been
Who do
taken
they
offline.
call when they're in trouble?
The American
Who do they
people
call?
turn to when
Who
their
do they
child
call?
is in danger.
Huh?
The world is not going to turn to Kash Patel. Director Wray did not directly address the lies told about him and the FBI by Donald Trump, the man who appointed him, but he did say this.
Oh my
quote,
God.
We're on the American people's
Bullshit.
side, the Constitution's side.
You fucking
and no matter what's
failed
happening
us.
out there, in here, we've got to stay committed to doing our work the right way every time with
He's
rigor
cutting
and
and
integrity.
running.
That means following the facts wherever they
cutting
lead,
and-
no matter
oh.
who likes it or doesn't, because
Really?
there's always someone who doesn't like it. It means conducting investigations without
This is
fear
such a
or
fucking
favor.
game.
And it means not pursuing investigations when the predication is not there. Now, let me be clear, we're accountable to the American people,
No, you're
and
not.
we welcome the
You're
tough
walking
questions.
off
But
into
in
the
terms of how
sunset
we
with
do
your
the work,
millions of
we've
dollars
got to
and your
maintain our
speaking
independence and objectivity,
engagements
staying above
and your
partisanship
board
and
appointments
politics.
and your
That is something
faculty
Kash Patel
chairs.
could never say. Kash Patel has promised to not stay above partisanship and politics. Christopher Wray closed his remarks to the FBI today this way. Remember that you chose and earned this job. You chose and earned the privilege of serving your country. The FBI needs you. The American people need you. So thank you for making that choice. Thank you for earning that privilege. Leading off our discussion tonight is Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Democrat of Rhode Island. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and he chairs the subcommittee on federal courts.
I don't really
He's
get
also a
it,
member
Gal.
of
I
the
don't-
Senate
I don't
Finance
get it.
Committee, and is the
I don't get it. I
chair
think they're all
of the Senate
congratulating each
Budget
other
Committee.
on a job well
Begins
done
his
and that
fourth term in
they've
the United States Senate.
managed
next
to
month. Senator
survive.
Whitehouse, the contrast
doing
we
that?
see there between what Christopher Wray had to say and what Kash Patel had to say in that same collection of comments. Kash Patel is saying he wants to destroy the intelligence division of the FBI, the people who are preventing the next 9/11.
In fact, the intelligence division operation of the FBI was set up to remedy the problem of the firewall between the intelligence community and domestic law enforcement. And one of the signal
Set
achievements...
up by a Republican administration,
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
Yeah, and one of the signal achievements that has helped kept us safe has been to have that cooperation between the FBI on the domestic side and the intelligence community that is providing intel to the FBI and supporting it back and forth. So the idea that you would take down the domestic component of that makes no sense at all.
You're a former U.S. attorney, federal prosecutor, working with FBI every day in everything you were doing as a U.S. attorney. From that perspective, talk about what someone like Kash Patel would mean in that job.
Well, what you would like to avoid is, for instance, an FBI director who would
they got
use his law
promotions,
enforcement powers to harass and punish members of your profession, members of the media, for investigating, say, for instance, corruption in the Trump administration and exposing it. We don't have to think that that's a problem with Kash Patel. He has told us that that's a problem, that he will, in fact, use the powers of the FBI to punish members of the media. You would like to avoid an FBI director who comes in with a prefabricated list of people he wants to get for reasons of vengeance.
I don't know.
And we don't have to have that worry about Kash Patel because we know he intends to do that. He has said so. He has an enemies list that he has published of people who he'd like to go after.
Includes names like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and some very minor
Stewartson.
people who are perfectly nice and normal folks who really don't need that kind of, Hillary Clinton can stand up on her own 2 feet. She's a serious figure. Some of the lesser known people are the ones who are even more vulnerable to that kind of fear. So Ray used an important word in there. He used the word predication. He used that on purpose. Predication, as you know, is what prevents the FBI from going out and investigating somebody willy-nilly just because somebody doesn't like them. You can't open an FBI investigation unless there is predication that a crime has been committed and that there's reason to consider this person as a legitimate suspect. So when he uses the word predication in that statement, he is making a point, and it's a point that I don't think Kash Patel understands.
His confirmation is by no means certain at this point.
By no means
There
certain.
have not been 51 Republicans step forward and say, we 51 are voting for his confirmation.
That sounds cold, Paul Langan.
If he gets there, let's talk about what we might discover.
I always do that,
we
though.
thought
BLM,
were
Bureau
solid
of Land
walls that turn
Management,
out to
and
be
Black
just
Lives Matter.
traditions or
It's understandable, the
niceties. Let's talk
confusion.
about predication, for example. I mean, I've been telling people they can't just investigate anyone. They're not allowed to do that. What if the FBI director orders an investigation without any predication whatsoever, just a name? Here, go investigate that person. He's asked, what's the predication? Just go investigate that person. Who gets in trouble for what, if anything, in this new Trump version of the FBI?
It's hard to know because the FBI has never been, at least not in recent years, put through that stress test before. When the last really bad act that I can think of out of the FBI was Director Comey breaking the rules of the Department of Justice and the FBI to make himself look grand and independent and morally superior by pledging to pursue Hillary Clinton.
But his breaking of precedent was simply the public comment.
Exactly.
Not the actual conduct of the investigation.
Precisely.
Just the public comment.
It was cabined to his own actions. It's a different thing when you start directing your improper
he didn't
purposes.
Tell anyone to make that comment.
He made it.
He did it. Yeah.
It's a different thing when you're trying to get agents to do that. And I think the other thing that you saw Chris Wray saying towards the end in that statement was he's trying to revive and empower the esprit de corps of the FBI agents to build resistance from the internal operating FBI staff against the abuse of the institution to which they have dedicated their lives.
You know, I saw that word predication and I noted it, but I didn't triple underline it the way you have. It's so important for us that you do that. And certainly, all 38,000 people who heard that word in that sentence heard it the way you heard it as someone who has worked in FBI investigations.
Yeah. The sad part about this is that what Director Wray has done is to set a precedent that upon a new president coming in, the FBI director departs. And that breaks an institutional tradition of these 10-year terms that wasn't just convenience. It wasn't just so you know you've got a 10-year job. It was to disconnect the role of the FBI director from politics and from the sequence of political elections. It had that specific purpose. And for Wray to simply step back and let that go, I think is a important damage to an important principle.
Let me take a guess
Hell
at what
yeah.
he would say in response to that. It's not gone as long as the next president doesn't threaten an FBI director.
Yes, but is this going to be the last president who can make threats to an FBI director and clear the decks?
Right.
Perhaps, you know, Trump's kind of an anomaly in a lot of different ways, particularly morally. But the point of principles is that they're there to protect the public. And in this case, I think Wray let us down by stepping away and moving this time frame into the sequence of presidential elections.
You believe he should have waited to be fired?
I think you should have made him make that choice.
Can
Make
Joe
him own
appoint
it. Put it in
another
writing. And
10-year
put it in writing.
appointee?
Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, thank you so much for starting off our discussion today.
Good to be with you.
Can he do that? Wait, can he do that? Oh, no.
Another
no,
key
no, no,
agency
no.
head is
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Can he really do that? I think he should just go ahead and say, okay, Senate, I want you to approve my new FBI director, Sally Yates. I don't know if this is true, but Elon Musk's going to be indicted on securities fraud. I think he is, actually. I think retirement term sent for Ed. Oh, right. Damn. Really? I thought he had 2 more years or something. Maybe not. I thought he had 2 more years. I guess I could be wrong. Well, I don't. No, I don't guess. I know. Does he have to get him approved by Congress? Well, I guess it just doesn't matter. Marv Albert says yes. I don't know. I like Sally Yates. I'm sure there's a lot of great candidates. All right. Greg Olear did something for us. Well, not us, but, you know, we could think that. I like to think that Greg does things for me. Hey, Iggy, boo-boo. I love you. If he asks Ray to go now and appoint someone who's already Senate approved. Oh, interesting, Carrie. The terms went longer. His announced retirement at end of term. Got you. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that one, gal. Oh, he's going to be, well, I mean, you know, if he doesn't, I would love to see him appointing someone new first. I mean, just to fuck with people. At this point, can we just call it like it's just time to fuck with everybody? His 10-year term was set to end in 2027. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he had 2 more years. But at the same time, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I think Kennedy might be the most dangerous. Well, actually, I have something to read about Kennedy. Hold on. Let me just find that actually because I want to read that. Where is it? Oh, fuck. Come on. Oh, I thought I kept that. Okay, fine. Fuck it. Oh, I know. It's in my. Here we go. This is what I wanted to read. Hold on. We're going to do his games. We're going to do whatchamacallits. Whatchamacallits. We're going to do this, but first I want to read something else, okay? So hold on just a minute. Is that it? Yeah. Well, hi, New York Times. It's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah. It's not funny. Confirmed FBI director, 10-year term unless egregious breach of duty. I mean, I understand that he can fire anybody he wants. I mean, I'm not stupid. He can fire anybody he wants. Yikes. Yeah, that was this morning. I woke up to this morning. I'm like, great. This is great. Good job, everybody. Good job. Great job, everybody. How you feeling about that sit-at-home vote or voting for Trump just to stick it to the libs? How do you feel about that? Because your grandchildren are going to be paralyzed with polio. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good job, Chuds. Good job, third party. I've got principles. Good job. I hope your principles keep your grandchildren safe from paralyzation. Good job. Kennedy's lawyer has asked the FDA to revoke approval of the polio vaccine. Aaron Siri, who specializes in vaccine lawsuits, has been at Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s side reviewing candidates for top jobs at the Department of Health and Human Services. And there is the little penis tip himself. There's the little prickhead. Hi, new bestie. Aaron Siri, a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The lawyer helping Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pick federal health officials for the incoming Trump administration has petitioned the government to revoke its approval of the polio vaccine. That's right. Which, for decades, has protected millions of people from a virus that can cause paralysis or death. That campaign is just one front in the war that lawyer Aaron Siri is waging against vaccines of all kinds. Oh, wait, what are we doing? We need home meds program like Flynn did for ivermectin, but make it vaccines. Your home vaccine kit. See, the tables are going to turn, and we're going to start hawking all these home kits, but they're going to be actual medicines. They have that Ben Burgum or whatever on Real America's Voice blaming measles outbreak on immigrants. Oh my fucking God. The Department of Health Human Services has the largest budget among... Is that true? I'm very confused about all these budget things because I keep hearing, this is that and this is that. I need to like find a good source. Putin will love it when American kids all have polio. Yep. Chairman Xi and Vladimir Putin couldn't ask for a more helpful. Oh my God, yes. Talk about useful. Talk about idiots. Mr. Siri has also filed a petition seeking to pause the distribution of 13 other vaccines. Challenged and in some cases quashed COVID vaccine mandates around the country, sued federal agencies for the disclosure of records related to vaccine approvals, and subjected prominent vaccine scientists to grueling videotaped depositions. Much of Mr. Siri's work, including the polio petition filed in 2022, has been on behalf of the Informed Consent Action Network, a nonprofit whose founder is a close ally of Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Siri also represented Mr. Kennedy during his presidential campaign. Kennedy, President-elect Donald Trump's choice for health secretary, has said that he does not want to take away access to any vaccines, but as he prepares for his confirmation hearing and plans a fresh health agenda, his continuing close partnership with Mr. Siri suggests that his vaccine policy will be under sharp scrutiny. It is a chilling prospect to many public health leaders, especially those who recall the deadly toll of some vaccine-mediated diseases. At the Trump transition headquarters in Florida, Mr. Siri has joined Mr. Kennedy in questioning and choosing candidates for top health positions, according to someone who observed the interactions but insisted on anonymity to disclose private conversations. They have asked candidates about their views of vaccines, the person said. Mr. Kennedy has privately expressed interest in having Mr. Siri serve as the Health and Human Services top legal job, general counsel. However, Mr. Siri has suggested that he may have more influence outside the administration. At his law firm, Siri and Glimstad, I'm sorry, he oversees, it just sounds like a villainous law firm. I'm sorry. Why would people into informed consent remove access? I don't know. Because it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's Mr. Siri. Make iron lungs great again. It's not funny. Let's see. Somebody on the outside needs to be petitioning them, he said on a podcast in late November. Either way, it's clear that his voice will be heard at the highest levels. I love Aaron Siri, Mr. Kennedy said in a clip played on a recent episode of a podcast hosted by Del Bigtree, who is Mr. Kennedy's former campaign communications director and the founder of the Informed Consent Action Network, which describes itself as a medical freedom nonprofit. What's going on with the IRS and these fucking nonprofits? There's nobody who's been a greater asset to the medical freedom movement than him. Like Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Siri insists he does not want to take vaccines away from anyone who wants them. You want to get the vaccine? It's America. It's a free country, he told Arizona legislators last year after laying out his concerns about the vaccines for polio and other illnesses. Israel is using hyperbaric chamber to treat PTSD. Maybe they're making them iron lungs. Well, I mean, you could. I've been in a hyperbaric chamber, actually. It's really interesting. I think they're helpful. I mean, I think they actually are really helpful. I will not come into your homes for your vaccines. We're not coming for your vaccines. Well, apparently. I think he'll find a way to come for them. Just make them harder to get. You know, there's a lot that the HHS can do to make things harder to get. He did not mention the petitions he has lodged on behalf of ICANN, whatever that is, with the Food and Drug Administration, asking regulators to withdraw or suspend approval of vaccines, not only for polio. Oh, not only polio, but guess what? Let's bring back the favorite hepatitis B. Let's make that more popular. Don't spread on me. Don't spread on me. I love that is so simple and brilliant. Mr. Siri is also representing ICANN in petitioning the FDA to pause distribution of 13 other vaccines, including combination products that cover tetanus. Let's make tetanus great again. I'm so sorry. I know this isn't funny. I know it's not funny. I just can't help myself because I think I'm losing my mind. That cover tetanus, diphtheria, polio, and hepatitis A until their makers disclose details about aluminium. An ingredient researchers have associated with a small increase in asthma cases. No, you don't. No. Okay, so go ahead and check that and fix it. But you don't. Oh, man. I hate these people so much. Mr. Siri declined to be interviewed, but said all of his petitions were filed on behalf of clients. Katie Miller, a spokeswoman for Mr. Kennedy, said Mr. Siri has been advising Mr. Kennedy, but has not discussed his petitions with any of the health nominees. Really? 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 Yeah, where's Mitch? Oh, never mind. I need a picture of him with that big bandage on his head. I'm sorry. He's going to be my whipping boy, and even into his death. Let's see. Katie Miller, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Kennedy has long said that he wants transparency in vaccines and to give people choice. That's not how vaccines work, okay? Are we going to have to go over this again? It is a defense mechanism. Are we going to have to go over this again? Public health means that when you get the majority of the people vaccinated, it can help squash a rampant disease. That's how it works, folks. It doesn't stop you from getting the disease, but it makes you not die from it. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not making it up. It's not a left-wing conspiracy. It's public health taught in universities. Yeah, I know you're watching. I know there's chuds watching because the numbers are too high to be otherwise. Public Health 101. I was in Liberia when Ebola broke out the second time after the big Ebola. They had a small outbreak in a town right next to Monrovia, a suburb, and everybody went into everyone. The girls in the school were like, we know what to do. And it was washing your hands with a combination of bleach and water. I mean, it was really hard to, living in Liberia is not easy. But anyway, what you would do is the girls would wash their hands with bleach and water. We all did. We would wear masks. We would do anything. This is what people did. They knew exactly how to keep each other safe and themselves. So I'm going to tell you right now, there are tons of young girls in Liberia who are smarter than the entire population of chuds in this country. She added, Mr. Kennedy has long said that he wants transparency, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If the Senate confirms Mr. Kennedy as health secretary, he will oversee the FDA and in that capacity, he could take the rare step of intervening in the FDA's review of the petitions. Vaccines undergo extensive testing before they're approved and are monitored for safety after they come on the market. The process of taking an established drug off the market can be lengthy. The FDA would need to outline a new safety concern in writing and give the vaccine's maker a chance to respond. The FDA would then hold a hearing and render a decision. If the company did not agree with the outcome, it could sue. Mr. Trump and Mr. Kennedy have spoken about vaccines. The president-elect told Time magazine in an interview published Thursday, Mr. Trump pledged to do very serious testing and to get rid of some vaccines if I think it's dangerous, if I think they are not beneficial. What? What? Yeah, not to mention he was a heroin junkie. Yeah. Oh, and what did he do to I'm going to pull up the thing that he did in Samoa. Remember when he helped bring smallpox or something back to Samoa? Do you remember that, everybody? Yeah, I remember that. Remember that? I remember that. These people are not serious. Like, this is not serious. None of this. The president isn't serious. The president-elect isn't serious. No one is serious. They are just counting their money and waiting to become bigger robber barons. And the ones who are leaving us behind are just walking into the sunset. Nobody's worried about anything but their legacy. Which it's really funny because they don't even have a legacy. Because it's all done now. Well, that's sad. Ooh, happy Friday. Okay. During an appearance on last weekend's and on NBC's Meet the Press, Mr. Trump said he was open to a review of vaccines and autism, but he singled out the polio vaccine as a potential exception. The polio vaccine is the greatest thing, Mr. Trump said. If someone told me to get rid of the polio vaccine, they're going to have to work really hard to convince me. That's our president, y'all. Public health experts describe the polio petition as troubling. In 2022, an unvaccinated man in New York became paralyzed after contracting polio, and experts say the virus is still circulating worldwide. What? Oh. It's an airplane ride away, warned Dr. Catherine Edwards, a Vanderbilt University vaccine scientist who was subjected to one of Mr. Siri's lengthy depositions. Some vaccine scientists credit Mr. Siri for drilling into the details of vaccine research that he cites to make his arguments. In some cases, he aligns with vaccine scientists, including a team in 2004 that called for an independent body to review vaccine safety outside agencies that fund or approve them. Dr. Daniel Salmon, director of the Institute for Vaccine Safety at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, said Mr. Siri raises, quote, points that are worthy of exploration, such as his concern about the safety of aluminum in vaccines. There are issues that he raises, such as this one, that really deserve to be studied carefully, Dr. Salmon said, but it's got to be done, or Salmon, I don't know how you say it, but it's got to be done carefully. It's hard to do. Yes, Mr. Siri's assent is concerning to some doctors who note it comes at a time of falling vaccination rates. Read it in a Russian accent, please. Yes, 83 children lost their lives in RFK Jr.'s Samoa outbreak. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Max. Many polio victims in Zaire. Oh, yes. Ugh. What does work really hard mean? I don't know. Would a million do it? Yes. Yes, Carrie. Yes. Boilerplate language and Russian accent is my morning coffee replacement. I'm sure. Oh, check my. Oh, okay. Oh, daughter-in-law. What? What? Let me just pull that up. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I'll read. Okay. Mr. Siri's assent is concerning to some doctors who note that it comes at a time of falling vaccination rates in the United States and a rise in cases of measles and whooping cough. Oh, I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to live here. I'll hand it over to the fucking Chads. I'm just done. I am just fucking done. His Why did we vote in such stupidity? His detractors say he twists snippet. They did this. They lowered vaccination rates. Okay, Paul Langan, let's go. I got friends in West Ireland I know I can stay with until I find a place to live. Let's do it. Westport, here I come. Oh my God. One critic is Dr. Stanley Plotkin, who in the 1960s invented the vaccine that eliminated rubella, a disease that killed thousands of newborns. Dr. Plotkin, who was subjected to a 9-hour deposition as an expert witness in a lawsuit brought by Mr. Siri, said having Mr. Siri in a position of influence would be a disaster. He added, I find him laughable in many ways, except, of course, that he's a danger to public health. Mr. Siri first made news in a vaccine case in New York City in 2015, challenging a rule that required preschool children to get an annual flu shot. He delayed the rule for several years, but lost the case on appeal. The work caught the attention of New York Times. Who's not backwards reading their articles? With Mr. Bigtree, a former television producer who was winding up a national bus tour for the movie Vaxxed from cover-up to catastrophe, which was pulled from the Tribeca Film Festival over the concerns of public health leaders. Yeah, fucking film festivals. Well, Malibu would play it. Mr. Bigtree has said on his podcast that he had realized he needed a capable lawyer to advance his campaign challenging vaccine safety. Through his nonprofit, which flourished during the coronavirus pandemic, Mr. Bigtree began funding Mr. Siri's legal efforts, paying his law firm $5.3 million. How do these people get so fucking much money? I have worked all my life and I still like I just don't understand how this world works. Okay, it's World Work Friday. How's this World Work Friday? Blah 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 blah. Over the years, Mr. Siri has helped clients avoid vaccination requirements. He won a case seeking a religious exemption from vaccines in Mississippi schools. And convinced a judge to strike down a COVID vaccine mandate in a San Diego public schools. What's going on? Are they like, yeah, all the news that's fit to print without proofreading? That's 2 errors in. That's so weird. Oh, that'll be solved when they're all written by AI. That's right. And they tell us to go jump off a cliff. In 2017, Mr. Siri and Mr. Bigtree joined with Mr. Kennedy to meet with the government's top vaccine experts, including Anthony Fauci, who has since retired from government service, and Dr. Francis Collins, then director of the National Institutes of Health. Afterward, NIH leaders worked through Mr. Kennedy's relatives to introduce him to Dr. Peter Hotez, a vaccine expert who had a daughter with autism. Dr. Hotez said he tried to explain that researchers believe autism is largely genetic and is observed in early fetal development before vaccines are administered. RFK Jr. was deeply dug in, Dr. Hotez said. He wasn't interested in information and the science. In 2018, Mr. Siri's star rose with vaccine skeptics after he deposed 2 renowned vaccine scientists, Dr. Plotkin and Dr. Edwards, who helped create vaccines for whooping cough and flu, and one to prevent infection with a deadly bacteria, Haemophilus influenzae type B. Huzzah! Mr. Siri grilled them each for more than 8 hours in 2 separate cases, one in Tennessee, the other in Michigan. Mr. Bigtree later posted snippets which made the doctors pariahs among vaccine skeptics. Oh, well, I'm too curious. Not sure I can watch this because it'll probably make me really mad.
The start of media labeled #1 of the video recorded deposition of Dr. Stanley Plotkin in the matter of Lori Matheson, formerly known as Lori Ann Schmidt, versus Michael Schmidt, filed in the state of Michigan, the Circuit Court for the County of Oakland.
This textbook, which contains thousands of references showing that vaccines work and are safe.
Okay. So from the $182 million sale to CHOP, that CHOP made to Royalty Pharma, do you believe that you received more or less than $1 million?
I could have received more than $1 million. I don't have an exact figure.
You stated earlier that your co-inventor on this patent was Paul Offit.
Yes.
Okay. Were you entitled to similar remuneration as he was?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that he has stated publicly how much he's received from that sale?
I'm not aware that he has.
Okay.
Shut up. I hate these people with every fiber of my fucking being. Our county health department doesn't even offer COVID vaccines. Pharmacy advertises flu vaccines, but not COVID. Local clinic doesn't have them available. I don't get it. Please get your boosters before the end of this year. Please, if your doctor approves it, please seek a booster before we get any, given the future risk. Just probably a good idea if you're healthy and ready to get your booster, you should probably make that appointment. When I finished a project, I would hang out in Belize. That sounds good. I wish Ireland was more affordable and had a better climate. I actually like the Irish climate. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. I've spent a fair amount of time over in the West. Get any vaccines you can, yeah. I know, Paul, there's got to be a number, though. You've got to be able to look online and see if there's a way. There's got to be. I can't believe that there's not anything in the county to get. Like, is there a CVS or anything? Because they should have it. I don't know. But I know you're pretty rural, so No, my great grandfather was born in Ireland. So my dad had Irish citizenship that he got because of his grandfather, but no, I can't get it. I do have really good friends who would probably hide me though. I have a woman who's like a sister to me is over there. We've been close for decades, so I do have a few families that I could probably hide in there. I could probably hide in their cupboard. That's right. I assume it might be. It might be. I just love the weather over there. I don't know. I rode bikes over there so much, and I climbed Patrick partly because I got really scared when I got near the top. But I love the West. I love the West. Castle Bar. I'm hiding in cupboards. I'm in hiding your cupboard. Yeah, my lovely friend Aoife. She's my sister. She took great care of my dad when he was traveling in Ireland when he was older and kind of on his own and being goofy. Her and a lot of other people just kind of adopted my dad. So I really have a lot of love for them. They're like extended family. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so Dr. Plotkin got questioned about how much money he made co-inventing a vaccine that, I don't know. He helped create vaccines for whooping cough, flu, and one to prevent infection with a deadly bacteria, the influenza type B. So that guy that you just heard, and he was pushing on him to go ahead and just talk about how much money he made from that, as if he wasn't deserving to get that money. I don't think if my dad was a citizen, I don't think I can. I thought about that before because he wasn't born a citizen. He got his citizenship after. I don't think it counts in that way, but I don't know. I would probably. Although I would imagine Ireland might open up their citizenship if they want to, kind of help their economy. But I don't know. Who knows? Galway is a great place too. Ireland is on my radar. Have a stay in EU due to my employer. Oh, interesting. It's a very controversial vaccine. Oh, is it? I did not realize that. Thanks, Iggy. Also knew a requirement for EU. Oh, interesting. I just got COVID, flu, and shingles vax. Way to go, Val. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah, I like Westport and Castlebar. That's kind of where a lot of the people I know live in that area. Kind of out to Ballina and stuff like that, out kind of east. So that's kind of where I hang out. I kind of hang out there if I go. I haven't been in a while, but I love it. I love it. I love Castlebar so much. Oh my God. And Nukapunta, which is in between Castlebar and Westport. Oh my God. That's where I stayed for a long time. I really liked it there. I really liked it there. I would just love to go somewhere like that because there's so much hiking and so much biking and so much good food and so many nice people. And I love cold mornings, cold sunny mornings. And I don't know, there just was a lot of things to do. I went to Wicklow and Dublin, but I'd love to. Oh my God, Iggy, I would love to take you to the West. Living close to Pfizer is a benefit for me. Fully boosted on everything. Sounds like I need to explore Western Ireland. Oh my God, the West is the best. It is. It is. It is. And go to the Old Mill Hostel in Westport. It's the best hostel in the planet. The best. Okay. Mr. Siri grilled them each for more than 8 hours on 2 separate cases, one in Tennessee, the other in Michigan. And so he posted those. You're taking the leaders in vaccinology, Dr. Edwards said, the people that have spent their whole lives studying these vaccines and seeing their impact. You're marginalizing and making them look like they are prostitutes of pharma. That's it right there. Mr. Kennedy, who is also a lawyer, Irish tea in the cold, cold morning light dawn. Oh my God, some Bewleys. Oh, hot cuppa. I love tea. I love that tea. Love Irish tea. All right. Anyway, sorry. Getting confused here. I'm getting confused. Mr. Kennedy, who's also a lawyer, joined Mr. Siri and others in pushing the Tennessee case forward, accusing a doctor of malpractice for giving a boy a measles, mumps, and rubella shot, which is a shot normal. It's called MMR, right? It's part of your vaccination record as a baby. So they gave a boy normal course of treatment, measles, mumps, rubella shot in 2001 that they claimed caused his autism. They sought $75 million to cover his lifetime care. Mr. Kennedy sat through the trial and at the end in early 2022 delivered closing arguments to the jury. I really would like to have seen those. The strongest Irish tea now. I do love Bewley's. I don't know. I'm sure there's better. I'm so old I had mumps and measles as a kid. So did I, Max. We're about the same age. Yeah, I had measles when I was a kid. I mean, I still got the whatevers, but I still got them. The jury ruled in favor of the doctor. As Mr. Kennedy campaigned for the presidency in 2023 and this year, Mr. Siri remained at his side as his personal lawyer, exhorting federal officials to provide Mr. Kennedy with a security detail and working to remove Mr. Kennedy's names from ballots in the final days before the election. But it didn't work, did it, Siri? It didn't. My oldest kiddo's dad was Irish and Australian and Canadian. They were born there, but my son was eligible for citizenship in both. How cool is that? That's so cool. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it more. I'd go to Australia. Just for fun. I mean, I'd stay there because I don't want to fly all the time, but I actually don't really want to fly that much anymore. I'd like to take a train. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Oh, look, there he is. The placebo issue. One of Mr. Siri's arguments against vaccines is that some, including the polio and hepatitis B vaccines, have not been tested against placebos. In randomized, double-blind clinical trials, the gold standard for medical research, in which some patients get inert vaccines and doctors don't know which patients get which. No. Okay, no. He has called in his petitions for the shots to be pulled from the market until placebo-controlled trials, which would deny some children polio shots, can be completed. Given the known risks of polio causing paralysis that can seize major organs and kill people, such work is considered unethical. Yeah, that's right. Check Twitter, DM. I'm drawing you a picture. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me pull this over here, and then I'll do that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's so cute. That is so cute. Wait a minute. That is so cute. Oh, whoops. I got to bring it up here. Boop. There we go. This is fantastic. I'm definitely using these. I love the juice box. Oh, with blueberries. Eee. I love that. And a little weed. That dinosaur is really good. That's like the perfect democracy dinosaur, too. I love this. Thank you, Gal. God, I love your drawing. I really do. Joint in the corner. Oh, always. It's about to be in my hand. It is a little adorable Bronto Rex. I like it. Maybe they're just like, maybe I'm doing a plank. Please send me more ideas. Oh, I will. Let's see. We have plenty of evidence that vaccines work. Exactly. I have no country to go to. I'll just build a fort on my porch. No. I'll come and fight with you, Neil. I'll come and fight with you. Have you considered more weed? Really, if there's more weed, then I think that's pretty good. I don't know, maybe a cup of coffee? I don't know. Gal Suburban, yeah, she is a very skilled artist. She is. She does a lot of our courtroom drawings. We have some Gal during the Colorado trial, I think, for oh no, wait, maybe it was someone else. And she's like our what is that? A courtroom sketch artist? Okay, the guy next to me is having oh fuck yeah. I'm eating breakfast and the guy next to me is having shots of Jim Beam and beer. Fuck yeah. Tell that guy I fucking love him. Crack on, party on. Party on, dude. That's some badass Burger King. Where do I find a Burger King like that? Has he dropped an egg in the beer? Breakfast menu whiskey. Now that's what I call a Happy Meal. Oh my God, Jeopardy yesterday. Jeannie's bottle was a Jim Beam decanter. Was it really? Oh my God. Is it a Hedge? Oh, that is an Irish breakfast. Yeah. Well, Irish whiskey. No eggs yet. Well, the day can only go up from there, right, Lee? God damn. All right. He has called in his petitions for the shots. Oh, okay. You're substituting a theoretical risk for a real risk, said Dr. Paul Offit, a vaccine expert at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The real risks are the diseases. Yes, really? Oh my God. Mr. Siri's petition to withdraw the polio vaccine also claims that the manufacturer only assessed the safety for up to 3 days after the injection. You know, back in the 50s when this was invented. And therefore did not meet the FDA's standard for safety. Don't believe your lying eyes with all the people who have survived polio. Just believe this douche whistle. Eamon Chitt, head of vaccines for North America at Sanofi, which makes the polio vaccine that is subject to the petition, said the vaccine has been widely used in North America and Europe and studied carefully in trials with as long as 6 months of safety follow-up. Dr. Chitt said that development of the vaccine began in 1977. Oh, okay, 1977. That was the 50s. And included more than 300 studies before and after it was approved. He said more than 280 million people had received the vaccine worldwide. Mr. Siri has also pushed to eliminate secrecy around government decision-making. Last week, in response to a lawsuit he filed in 2021, a federal judge ordered the FDA to turn over records related to authorization of the Pfizer COVID shot. Court sketches in Signal. They were so great. No, stop. I'm going to pull them up. The agency said in court filings that it has processed more than 1.2 million pages of records, spending more than 3.5 million on unprecedented and extraordinary operations to comply with Mr. Siri's request. This is a way to hobble a public health agency like the FDA. You can just drown them in paperwork so they can't do their work, said Lawrence Gostin, an expert in public health at Georgetown University, public health law. Mr. Siri has indicated he has no intention of stopping. This week, on behalf of ICANN, he sent an official demand letter to Xavier Becerra, the current health secretary, instructing the health agency and all of its divisions, including the CDC and FDA, to preserve all documents. $1.50 per page. Yes, exactly. I'm relieved to know that we've been taking the wrong life-saving vaccine for 70 years. Yeah, exactly. Or 50, whatever. I remember needing hair of the dog beers. Oh yeah, no, I've done that. I've been there, done that. I'm relieved to know we've been taking. Yeah, exactly. Rain out, days out of town, breakfast and Bloody Marys. Oh God, I did love a good Bloody Mary. I don't anymore, but man, the Balboa Cafe in San Francisco made the best Bloody Marys on the planet. That's it. Fight me. Back when I was a drinking gal. All right, here, Lee, what did you order? Not anymore. That's right. Although if they're fake, I guess you could have a fake one, but all right. Mr. Siri indicated, okay, da 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 da. All right. Instructing them to preserve all documents. Oh, it ended with a warning. Note. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Note that we will contact the Department of Justice and the Inspector General if there is any evidence that any records are destroyed, deleted, modified in any manner before January 21st, 2025. I would tell him to go suck my big dick. Down on your knees, bitch. And there's a baby with measles. There you go. That's what poor baby has measles. Yikes. Telling you. People are pissing me off. These people are pissing me off. Oh, wait. Let me go to Signal. I want to see. I want to get back to her. Let me see if I can get this on a screen that isn't. Here we go. This is bringing us back. It's like a throwback. Let's go back in the time machine. I'm going back in the time machine. Wait, where am I? There we are. This is when, it was one of that was the Georgia case. That's right. Wait, you have to read what it says on his pad. Hold on. His notes say, I have no case. Please help. The notes are the best part. Let's see. Let's see the booty call. They had sexy time. This was about whether Fonnie Willis. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so disappeared. This is whether Fonnie Willis had I'll fix this. Had an affair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. Oops. There we go. That might help. Oops, no, I guess it's the other one left. Okay, there we go. Of course, you still can't see me, but anyway. All right, so there's that. Sexy time. Here we go. My client in his underwear. My client in his undies. And that refers to, I wonder if I have it. I hope I do. Do I not have it? I don't have it. I don't have what's his name. Oh, wait, no, that's Eastman. Shit. How do I not have? Wait, no, I'm doing it. I'm making you guys sit through me waiting, looking for this. God damn it, because we didn't have. What's his name again? Jeffrey Clark. Thought I had Jeff Clark as an image here, but I guess I don't. I had him a long time ago. Okay, well, I'll add him. Welp. He's only holding his hands behind his back. He's not actually picking his butt. I'm sorry. Okay, wait. Let me see if I can find him because it's going to take a minute, which is terrible. Oh, I know. Wait, where's that other picture? Oh, shit. I hate this computer. I can't tell where anything is. All right, let me see if I can quickly find it. Damn. Where is it? I feel like I've had too many pictures. Oh, I know. Wait. Extra large. No, I need big. Extra large icons. There we go. What? Oh, I'm so mad. I really wanted to find him. Extra large icons. All right, I know. I'm going to give up. Don't worry. I'm going to give up. I'm just about to give up. And I was just about to give up when fuck. Okay, I don't have it. I don't have a picture of him in his underwear right here, but I'm going to get it. Did you do Crazy Eye Patel as a shitty witness in Colorado? Oh, I don't think she did. That would have been great. Lee, you're all raising my spirits this morning. Not sure if it's being a year older, or the state of the world. I've been very weepy lately. Lee, I love you so much. Now it's my turn. You always lift other people up. I want to lift you up. You're the best. You're the absolute best. I hope you have the best birthday weekend. I know. You like these parts when we just kind of wander and look for pictures? Yeah, I had a picture of fucking Jeffrey Clark in his underwear, but I can't find it. That's okay. Next time, I'll make sure I find. Oops. Uh-oh. Let's see. There. Oh, wait. That's in his undies. Defense has nothing. The defense has nothing, Your Honor. Who the hell was that? Who the hell was that? I can't even remember who that was. Show me your boobs. That's what it says. Oh, Jeannie Pirro. That's right. That's Jeannie Pirro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Notes. Wait. Notes. 9,200. Check. Not hot sex. Check. Racism. Check. Misogyny. Check. To do. Booty call with Mike Roman. 8:05 p.m. Gal, it's the best. It's the best. It could be. It could be any one of them. Oh my God, that's the best. Oh my God. I love this. I love this artwork so very much. All right. Whew. Oh man, what a day. Gonna be a crazy one. Anyway, I'm having another coffee. Oh, good for you. Please go stimulate the economy. Lee, you deserve it. Stimulate that economy, Lee. Oh, I hope you have a great time. That's nice. I know. I'm going to have another coffee too. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop for now, but there's a chance I might come back this afternoon. I'm going to see what's going on, and I think we might have some stuff to catch up on. So I might come back in the afternoon. Also, tonight, we are going to watch a movie on Discord. I just haven't figured out which one. But that's going to be at 6. No, that's going to be at, I think I'm going to do them at, I think I'll do it at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So there will be a fun movie tonight on Discord, which I'll post. But I haven't quite figured out. Yeah, the cartoons totally give me life. No, Gal is an incredibly talented person, far more than just the artwork. But yeah, no, she's amazing. God, I love her. I love this group. What a talented, wonderful group of people. Yeah. I know. I would be lost without you guys. I would. We've lasted for a reason, so I'm really glad. I'm really glad everyone was able to spend a little time this morning. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll come back to this afternoon. I know I have some things I'd like to go over before the next week starts. And I'll go from there. Lots of talented people in this group. I mean, it really is. It's a collective. That's for sure. It's like a co-op. It's like a co-op. Yeah. And don't go to the show by is always in my heart. So this is a good people. These are good people. Good people. Good people. All right. Well, have a wonderful day. I will hopefully see you on Discord tonight. If I don't see you again on YouTube this afternoon, somehow I'm thinking that I might want to do some stuff this afternoon. Maybe gaming. I don't know. But yeah, oh, definitely. By far, this is the best crew. And that's why I think that I don't hesitate in recommending my show to people, because it's not just about, like what I do is what I do, and that's fine. And I like what I do. I think it's pretty good, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it, focuses on some good information. But really what makes it is the other people who come into it and you guys talking to each other. Like, that makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy, because that's what I want to find when I go into other communities. Is I want to be like seen, and, like, I don't know. I just want to feel like people kind of have your back, or I don't know what it is, but community, I guess, is a good word for it. So thanks for being such a great group of people, and have a great Friday. Woo, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And hopefully I'll see you later.